Hello, everyone. I'm back again for another discussion on domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we should all be aware of domestic violence. The worst thing you can do is stay silent. My Aunt Annie Ashby was shot, killed, and brutally murdered in a domestic violence relationship, trying to leave someone. Her daughter, Chandra Ashby, was shot several times alongside with my Aunt Annie Ashby. And Chandra Ashby, my cousin, she was injured really, really bad. But thank God she made it. But my Aunt Annie did not. My life was threatened by an armed security guard officer. Now, we wasn't together, we weren't dating, we was not dating or anything. We were friends, and he threatened to kill me. And it doesn't matter if you're together or not, it's still, when a person threatens you, it's still a part of domestic violence. So I made this video because I really want to try to help women and reach out to women and help them uh, to try to prevent from being in a domestic violence relationship before it even starts, because you can prevent it before it even starts. So, number one, how to prevent yourself from being in a domestic violence relationship. Sorry, guys, a little bit tongue-tied there. Always be willing to stop it before it starts. You know, it doesn't matter if you're together or not. Even before you get together, always be willing to stop it before it starts. The moment he starts belittling you and talking crazy to you, talking down to you, the moment he stops or he starts talking crazy and just threatening your life or whatever the case may be, stop the communication with him. Never be silent. Always speak your mind. Always take action. The armed security guard officer that threatened to kill me, I took action and I put an order of protection out against him. So always be willing to stop it before it even starts. Don't just stand back and say nothing and do nothing. Always be willing to protect yourself. And then when you stop it before it starts, then you won't enter into that relationship. You won't go deeper and deeper into that relationship. Always educate yourself and know the signs and the red flags of an abuser, controlling, possessiveness, etc. You have to know the signs. Okay? Number two, women, this is so important. Always have your own money. Always have your own money, women. Always. Women, you need to have your own source of income. Never, ever depend on a man to provide for you, take care of you. Never depend on his source of income. Always have your own money. And this way, when you have your own money, you don't have to put yourself in situations that you really don't want to be in, with men. A lot of women who are totally dependent on men to provide for them, they put themselves in domestic violence situations. And they put themselves in situations that they really don't want to be in or that they have to be in. When you have your own money, you don't have to worry about this. Always be willing to trust God and go to work so your dependence can be on God's provision and not man. And if you're a believer in Jesus Christ and you're married, single, dating, whatever you are doing, your dependence is supposed to be in God to provide for you. Jehovah Jireh, that's your provider, not man. you know, and you all, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you all supposed to work together and help each other. But for a woman to be totally dependent on a man to provide for them, always have your own money. And then I also want to say that women always keep in mind that a lot of times when men solely provide for women, they think they can do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like men who solely provide for women, they controlling. You know what I'm saying? And they think that they own women and they think that, hey, I can do what I want to do because I'm the one with the money. I'm the one taking care of you, you know. So, and a lot of these women get verbally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused um, by these men that are providing for them. So I encourage women always, always have your own money. Trust God and depend on God, to be your provider, not man, you know. And if God join you together with somebody, you all work together. Always have your own money, women. Always, always, always have your own money. Because if you don't, it can work against you, you know. And like I said, men think that they can do whatever they want to do when you don't have your own money, when when they're paying for everything. You don't want to let him have that power over you. So always have your own money. And you don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to have your own money, women. You know, if you have to, go work at a retail store, go work at a restaurant. I mean, it doesn't matter. Go to work somewhere and have your own money. Also, I want to say, if you have to leave, don't tell him. you know, um, Leave in silence because it can cost you your life. You know, don't tell him, don't go back and get no stuff. Forget them clothes, forget them pictures, forget them shoes. You can buy all that stuff. You can't rebuy your life. Okay, women? You you cannot rebuy your life. You go back and get your stuff from this guy and it could cost you your life. So if you planning on leaving, just leave. Don't say nothing. Don't go back and get nothing. Let him have that stuff. That's material stuff. You can get that stuff again. You know what I'm saying? Leave, walk away, because the most powerful thing you can do to an abusive man is walk away from him. And when you walk away in silence, then you know you don't have to worry about him trying to shoot you and kill you or do something harmful to you, you know. So again, ladies, I want to stress this out because my aunt got killed trying to go back and get stuff, So if you're trying to leave an abusive relationship, don't go back and get nothing. Leave that stuff there. You can get your material stuff. You can get that stuff again. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can rebuy it whenever you get on your feet or whatever you have to do. You know, you can get that stuff again. Leave that stuff there with him and move on with your life if you plan on moving. Okay? Number 3, never let a man become a god to you. Never, ever. Especially if you believe in Jesus Christ. Never, ever let a man walk into your life and become a god to you. Don't bow down to him. You know what I'm saying? Do not submit to him like he's a God, like he's God, because I don't care if it is your husband, he not God, okay? And don't play the submissive role, you know. A lot of times, women, they let these men come into their life and dominate over them, rule over them, control them. No, that's not the ways of Jesus Christ. That's not the way that God intends us to be. You know, abusive men want women to obey and serve them. And of course, this is contradictory to the word, because if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, and of course nobody's perfect, but if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ ain't on that. He ain't on you bound down and serving man. He ain't on you worshiping no man. He wants you to serve him and obey him, not man. So women, I also want to talk about women playing the submissive role. I have seen a lot of women that are submissive to men, they get beat. They get beat to the core. And I'm not saying, play the dominant role, but just be yourself, and speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't do whatever a man tell you to do. You're not his slave. You're not his sex slave. You're not here to serve him. God didn't put woman here to serve man, Now we can help them as they help us, but we are not supposed to worship man and bow down to them and serve them like their God. Submit in the Bible, because a lot of these men are really deceitful and tricky, and they'll try to use scriptures and the word to try to control you and manipulate you. But submit in the Bible does not mean you're supposed to let your husband or your boyfriend black and blue your eyes out, or beat you to the core, pour gasoline on you, and all this mess. It's not Jesus Christ. It's not the God I serve, you know. Um, and he definitely don't want you bound down serving no man. And anytime you let a man walk into your life and control you, dominate you, looking for trouble, because then you letting him become a god to you. Okay? And men, like a lot of men in the church, they teach on and preach on women's supposed to submit, women's supposed to be submissive, and women's supposed to do this, and women's supposed to do that, But Jesus Christ's kingdom is not built on control, you know. Um, his kingdom is not built on control. And anytime a man force you into submission, force you to bow down to him, that's control. That's now you over into Satan's kingdom now, because Satan's kingdom is built on control, because control is witchcraft. Anything or anybody who try to control you is operating in witchcraft. And that's why domestic violence is so evil. Okay, women? So have your own mind, make your own decisions. Don't play that submissive role. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying play the dominant role, but be yourself, speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Don't let a man walk all over you, because that's not what submit means, especially in the Bible. Jesus Christ is not with men beating on women, hitting on women, and blacking their eyes out, and killing women. That's not the kingdom of Jesus Christ. And can't nobody tell me that it is, because I know the God that I serve, and he is about love, Jesus Christ. So I don't want to be like preaching, but I just want to reiterate what, I want to try to help women to understand, because men will use scriptures in the Bible and point out different scripture. Why, wives, submit to your husband. See, that don't mean that you bow down to him like he's God. Because if you clearly go through the word of God, it clearly states that thou shalt have no other gods before me. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way in the world that Jesus Christ wants you bowing down and serving man. It's just, there's no way, you know. So I just want to reach women on that, and also let women know that, I mean, submissive women, women who play that submissive role, they get beat. They get beat to the core. I've went to church to women who play that submissive role, and they 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 have gotten beat to the core, beat to the core, and I'm speaking from what I've seen. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation, okay, women? Okay, let's move on to number 4. Set high standards. Set high standards, women, for dating relationships. You know what I'm saying? Don't just get with anybody. Anybody who come up, oh, baby, can I have your number? You know what I'm saying? Don't just get with anybody. I don't care if it's short-term dating or long-term dating, set high standards. And people are like, well, what are standards? Standards are rules, okay? Rules or requirements or guidelines that you decide that a person has to try to meet or achieve or aim for in order to date you. They have to meet your standards, not you meeting their standard. They have to meet your standards, okay? Whatever your standards are, you have to make that up and decide that. For example, just like a university or college, you have to meet certain standards to get in. You have to have, 2.0. You have to do this, you have to do that. Or to be a Marine in the United States Army, you have to be a U.S. citizen. You have to do this. You have to do, what I'm saying? You can't just be a Marine. You know what I'm saying? You have to meet those standards and those guidelines to what they're asking for. Setting high standards helps you choose healthier relationships, women, healthier dating relationships, and it can keep you out of toxic and abusive relationships when you set high standards for yourself for dating relationships. And remember, you don't have to accept just anything or anybody. You don't have to accept just any man just to have someone. And you don't have to get with the first man who wants to date you. Some examples of standards, and these are just examples. I mean, you don't have to go by these, of course, because when you set your standards, those are your standards, but for example, because some women may not know what standards are. So, must be independent, must be willing to communicate, must not be controlling or manipulative or dominated, must treat you with respect, so on and so forth. These are just examples, like I said. Okay, let's move on to 5. Set boundaries. Boundaries are limits that you set on what you will and won't accept from someone, or what you will and won't do for someone, what you will and won't do. You have to set boundaries so men can't walk in your life and think that they can do whatever they want to do with you. Boundaries help you honor your values, and it helps keep you out of toxic relationships. So examples of boundaries are, I'm okay with hanging out, but I don't want to hang out every weekend. Some of these men want all your time, and it's okay to hang out, but I don't want to hang out with you every weekend because I have other stuff going on. I'm okay with talking and texting. Another example is, I'm okay with talking and texting sometimes, but don't expect me to be texting you every second, or every day or whatever, because if you have other stuff going on, you don't have time to sit on the phone talking and texting and hanging out every weekend, and boundaries help people, not just men, but, other people it helps people to respect you, and lets them know that you can't just come over here and do what you want to do. You're not going to come over here and run nothing. You're not going to come over into my life and run nothing. Okay? I believe this is 6. I kind of lost count, but don't get involved too quick with these men, women. You know, this is like a really, really, you know, a really, 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 really like eye opener. Don't get involved too quick with these men. Get to know them. Let him get to know you. Don't move too quickly. Take your time because you don't know who and what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Also, I want to say, don't be so quick to have sex with these men. Don't be so quick to give yourself away. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know him. You know, a lot of men are controlling. They have mental problems. They've been abused. And they will take that out on you. You don't want to be in that. Um, don't be so quick to move into a relationship you know, um, to be with a man, because it's not that serious. You know, this man can take your life, and at first you won't know it, but if you start dating them and seeing them more, you'll see it. Um, some women, they meet a guy, and it's like a month or 2 months, and they already moving in with them and all this mess. Mm-mm. Don't set yourself up for failure. You don't have to move in with no man within 2 months and all this. And always know that a man who wants to hurry up and rush into a relationship with you or try to rush into sex with you, always know there's something behind that. Because what's the big rush? You know, what's the big rush? You moving in with this man within 2 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you don't even know him. You don't even know him you know so don't be too quick. And I believe that women, they give themselves away too quick. A lot of women, not all of them, a lot of women give themselves away too quick, and they jump into relationships too quick. You can't do that, especially in 2021. We getting ready to enter into 2022. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. Don't be so quick to move. Don't be so quick to hop up and jump up into a relationship with somebody. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't be so quick. Stand back, watch, observe, um, find out about him. Find out about him, know more about him, let him know about you. Take your time, because it's just not that serious. It's not that serious, because women are losing their lives every day in domestic violence situations. And a lot of these situations is when women move too quick. Oh, I felt a connection. So what? You felt a connection. You know what I'm saying? So what? You know and these men will try to act like, oh, we so connected. And they'll try to make you feel like uh there's such a connection when it's really not a connection. It's him controlling you. So don't be moved by that. you know Take your time, get to know him. And I can't emphasize this enough. Women, do not be so quick to have sex with men. Don't be so quick to give yourself away, you know, because he make you feel good, because he giving a feeling. A feeling is nothing. Feelings come and feelings go. That connection you feeling today, next week it may not even be the same, or even tomorrow it may not even be the same. So don't go by your feelings. Don't go by that. Go by your intuition, and go by your heart. Let your heart lead you. Let God lead you. Let your heart lead you. Let your intuition lead you. Don't give yourself away. Don't give your and a lot of, and another thing I want to express is, women that have sex with men, and men that try to have sex with you too quick and stuff like that. It's always a hidden agenda. They trying to get close to you to get something, or it's always something behind that. So don't be so quick to give yourself away to a man when it comes to sex. Always know that you're a jewel, and that um, you're special, you're a prize. Always know that. Don't just give yourself away. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Don't give what's good or holy to the dogs. Don't cast your pearls before swine, women. Do not cast your pearl. That's the Bible. That's the scripture. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Okay. I had a guy that was trying to get me to move in with him, and we only knew each other 2 months. I'm not moving in with you. I told him I'm not moving in with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not moving in with you. Who you think you are? Even coming to me like that. These men will try you. It don't matter if you go to church or not. They will try you. You know, I ain't moving in with no man in 2 months or 3 months or whatever. I'm not moving in with no man, period. But what I'm saying is, it's definitely not going to be in no 2 months. Okay. All right, let's move on. Another one, I guess number 8, don't be too desperate to have a man or to find love. That's kind of like it's kind of like kind of the same. Number 7, don't be too desperate. A lot of men are or a lot of women, sorry, are too desperate to have a man. Don't be desperate, because it's just not that serious, to have somebody. Learn how to love God and learn how to love yourself. Do things for yourself. Buy yourself nice things. Take yourself out. Buy yourself flowers. Hang out with your girls. Go places. Um, get involved in activities that boost your self-esteem. Choreography, gymnastics. What else? Working out. I mean, whatever it takes. It can be anything that's positive that boosts your self-esteem. People who are desperate talk and date anybody, and they have sex with anybody. You don't want to be desperate. So you don't have to accept just anything, women. This is another way to prevent yourself from being in a domestic violence relationship. Always guard your heart, protect your heart from hurt, harm, and danger, protect your heart from anything coming in that would harm your heart. Always protect your heart, always. Um, if you're dating or even just talking to a guy, you like him, you're talking to him, and he seems controlling, always listen to your intuition. If something don't seem right, then that means it's not right. God blessed us women with intuition, so we have to learn how to follow that. Don't give your heart away to anybody. Don't let anybody in. Guard your heart. Guard your heart. You know how um, they have different guards outside, like different buildings. They guard in that building. That's what you have to do to your heart. You have to guard your heart. Don't just let anybody in, because your heart is very, very valuable. Okay. I think this is the last one. Never, never, ever let a man become your world. Always have your own life, women. Always have your own life. And I've seen this time and time again with women. They give a man their whole life, and then after that man leave them, cheat on them, their whole life crumbles down. Never ever do that. Never, never let a man become your world, women. Never ever. Always have your own life. Always have other things going on in your life besides being with him, besides being with a man. You know, um, you don't have to wait on being with a man to start your life. You start your life now. You know, have your own friends, have your own life, have your own friends, have your own hobbies, have your own activities um, outside of being with him. You know, um, don't spend all or most of your time with a guy. That is a no-no. Because once you start giving a man all your time, it becomes a toxic relationship. I hear some women say, they'll say, "Oh, I'm going to go to the store," or "Let me ask my husband." Okay, you got to ask your husband to go to the store? Mm-mm. Something's wrong with that picture, you know? Um, don't, I would encourage women, like, don't sit on the phone talking and texting a guy all day, every day. Don't give him all your time, you know, because this can be another controlling tactic, and this can be, it just, you just don't want to give him all your time. Just put it like that. Have your own life, do your own thing, have your own life outside of being with a man. Um, have your own life, have your own goals, have your own dreams, have your own, if you want to get up and go to the store, get up and go to the store. You don't have to ask no man if you can go to the store. Get up and go to the store if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Um, this is so important because a lot of women, they meet a guy, they date a guy, they start sleeping with them, and then that guy becomes their world. No, no. Never let a man become your world. Never let him become your world. Always have other things going on in your life besides being with him, because I guarantee you, these men out here that's trying to make you think that they so in love with you and they were, I guarantee you they got other stuff going on besides you, besides being with you. They out golfing, they out you know at the bars, at the club. I mean, they out doing whatever, even if it's just over to their friend's house, shooting pool, having drinks, doing whatever. You know what I mean? They got something else going in their life besides being with you. So you have something else as a woman. You have something else going on in your life besides being with him. Other activities, other friends, other things you do, hobbies, whatever it is, I don't care as long as it's positive. All right, women. So I hope I helped someone today. I wanted to speak out about domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and you know, if we continue to speak out about it, other women will learn about it, and we can help each other. We can help each other. So until I see you again on my next video, you women have a good day. And again, I hope that I have helped someone, at least enlighten someone about some of the things that they can do to prevent themselves to being in a domestic violence relationship, because you can stop it before it even starts. All right, women, have a great evening, and we'll see you in the next video.